And that journey began in 2014, hasn't ended. Somewhere along the way, because you don't do this alone, I start meeting amazing individuals. Some of them are sitting right here, right now, and that young man behind the computer. You don't do this alone. You don't walk this journey alone. And then just for fun, um, when I was still working at Four Seasons, I got a call from UNLV, and they asked me if I could be a guest speaker in the hotel college. So in 2009, I became a speaker, a guest speaker in the hotel college. So you got to find your way to somebody's got to hear your story. And so I began to tell my story to undergrad student in the hotel college. That led to an opportunity to be in a panel discussion for the business school. Business school calls me, goes, "Hey, we would like for you to be the executive coach of the MBA program in the business school." I'm like, "Are you serious?" So I did that for 7.5 years. Then COVID kicked in, right? And we all know what happened. We don't want to go there, but it happened. And so I had an opportunity to work for a financial institution called US Bank. And this young man was part of that institution. So was that other young man out there. By the way, this is my twin brother. Just so you know, the resemblance is uncanny. And that's my son. I adopted him years ago. This is what family is about. In Puerto Rico, I have a family. This is the family I chose. But better yet, this is the family that chose me, right? And when you get chosen, what do? You embark on that journey. So somehow in between, I decided to do my master's degree, and I did a master's degree in behavioral psychology. I'm currently doing my PhD in behavioral psychology. Because understanding what we do, why we do it, and the behavior, all of us, is what's in my heart. You got a little taste of that earlier. I hope that was okay. And that's my story.
Such incredible stories and such incredible panelists we're joined with by today. You know, some of the core values I like to live by, and I've heard that shared today, you know, always be learning. We're better together. So thank you. You know, there's a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs. There's existing entrepreneurs in this room and just movers and shakers in general. And, you know, there's a lot of challenges that we face in our entrepreneurial journey. And so the question is, you know, what advice do you have for any aspiring entrepreneurs in the room today? And when I ask this question, I like for you to think about yourself, you know, 20, 30 years ago when you were starting your journey and, you know, advice that you may have found beneficial to hear back then.
Yeah, the advice I would have given myself when I was younger would have been start sooner. I waited way too long to start on betting on myself. I think a lot of times we want the world to validate us, or we want society to validate us, or even a corporation to validate us, where really the validation only comes from two people. That's the man upstairs and yourself. Those are the only two people you need to validate. And so I started learning this technique every morning when I wake up and I do my routine, right? Part of my routine is when I stand in front of the mirror, I remind myself of who I am and why I'm here and why I've been put on this earth